Hello, Crows Covered Tribe. This is your weekly horoscope for January the 30th of 2022 through February the 5th of 2022. Aries, that would be those born between March 21st and April 20th. You can look forward to harmonious relationship activities, getting to know your mate again in a better, deeper, more intimate way. And if you don't have a mate, you can look forward to finding someone who you could probably spend the rest of your life with this week. You'll look at the possibility of some health issues that might be tied to exhaustion. You probably aren't getting enough sleep right now, so try to focus more on cutting out the use of electronics right before bed. That's probably what's been keeping you up because your mind's always racing and you like gadgets. So you mix those two things together and we end up with a lot of insomnia. You can also look forward to some real health benefits coming from sports activities if you engage in any. If you don't, pick one up, whether it's bowling or golf or something much more dramatic like rugby or football. Sports will really benefit you because this is where you have that Martian grace, something that you should be embracing in order to really invigorate yourself. Taurus, those born between April the 21st and May 21st, you'll start seeing some possible gaps in your relationships with others, difficulties tied to honesty, generally speaking. Whether you're catching people in lies or people are catching you in lies, these are the kinds of problems that you'll be facing this week. You need to watch your spending because you're probably feeling low and your go-to activity for improving your mood is spending, whether that's retail therapy or eating out at lavish restaurants. But watch your spending because you're going to need this money coming up in the next few weeks. You'll probably be doing well at work and you might even pick up some extra hours or extra shifts. But you need to think more about how you can improve your career by learning new skills tied to what it is that you do. You also need to make sure that you're focusing on self-care as much as possible because when you push yourself too hard, you tend to get a lot of extra illness. And now is not the time of year for any kind of illness of any sort whatsoever. For Gemini, those born between May the 22nd and June the 21st, you have to watch out for your procrastination. I know it's not something that you feel you do a lot of, but ask the people around you and they'll probably say that you are an expert procrastinator. This is one of the things that gets in the way of a lot of your projects, and you have so many of them. So procrastination is not going to help you this week. You will really be able to manifest some important funds in your life this week, whether it's through hustle or through garnering the favor of someone else. This is a great week for catching a little extra scratch. Love is going to be on the books, and you should look forward to either making up with someone you've been fighting with or meeting someone all new who sets your heart aflutter. I want you to focus on trying to be more practical in some of your more eccentric pursuits, when you're hard to reach because you have such refined and peculiar tastes, it's going to be hard to keep friends. And you love your friends. So try to speak to them on their level and do a lot of the things that they like to do. You'll probably be all right if you just take an interest in what those around you are going through and doing. For Cancer, those born between June the 22nd and July the 22nd, this is a fantastic week for investments. Think about whether or not you can invest a little bit in either your own business, the business of another, or possibly just something like bonds or stocks, if that's the kind of investing you like to do. If nothing else, put some extra money in your piggy bank. It's going to come in handy in the next couple of weeks. You're going to have some fantastic opportunities when it comes to competition. You're not naturally competitive person, but this week has you feeling a real sense of accomplishment if you are able to succeed in some small competitive efforts, whether those are examinations and tests, or if it's just playing a game with someone else and succeeding in that game. You will always feel better about yourself with small victories, Cancer. That's what it's all about. So try to achieve them this week to really boost your confidence and your sense of self-esteem. Leo, those born between July the 23rd and August the 23rd, this is a very lucky week for you. And you're going to really see some forward momentum with efforts you've been investing in for the last 2 or 3 months. Some things that you had planned on really banking with, that is to say, money you can put away or chances at new jobs, maybe even a new set of wheels is going to be coming up. But you have to be patient, because patience, which you don't have a lot of, is really going to win all the advantages that you desire right now. Try studying a little bit. I know you love your television, but try reading a little more than you're used to. You need to start flexing your mind and start showing others that you're smarter than you've allowed yourself to appear in recent history. You also need to watch out for your health, because I don't think you've been eating very good lately, or you haven't been eating at all because you've been so wrapped up in all the affairs going on around you. So try to focus on eating, and please hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. For my fellow Virgos, those born between August 24th and September the 22nd, this week is all about really evaluating your love life, whether you have one or not, and taking stock of your blessings. You have a lot of them. You are a very gifted individual, and you need to understand that not everyone around you is as gifted as you are. So rather than look down on those around you, you need to use your skills to lift them up. This is also a great week for finding new and creative ways to amplify your income, because it's something that's been weighing heavily on your mind lately. So work towards learning what you need to learn to get that new job, or actually just impressing the people who you'll be interviewing with for that new job, and you're sure to have it. Just flash the right smile and speak to people in their own language. For Libra, those born between September the 23rd and October the 23rd, this is a chance to revitalize your love life, to bring all of the beauty back into your life that you feel has leaked out of it recently. Your health is robust, but your depression is probably feeling like it's waking up. And that's unfortunate, because you know as well as I do, Libra, that when you decide you're in a mood, nobody's going to change your mind. So get a hold of that, control it, and do something about it so that it doesn't wreck the opportunities you have at restoring your romantic life and any work opportunities that should be coming up this week, because people will be paying attention to you a little bit more than they normally do. For Scorpio, those born between October the 24th and November the 22nd, it's a time to be very careful, Scorpio, especially in physical matters. You are prone to injury this week, so I want you to watch out and make sure you aren't overexerting yourself in the gym. You aren't overexerting yourself on the job. You aren't driving recklessly, all the things that we know you love to do. Please just be careful. There are people who count on you, who depend on you, and who don't want to see you leave this world prematurely. You will recognize that in this week, you might get some extra acknowledgement for your hard work and a little bit more appreciation than you've been getting, which is delightful, because you haven't been feeling like you were recognized for a long time. Improve your efficiency by managing your time a little bit better, and try to recognize the investments that older people have made in your life, because they're valuable and they've loved you to where you are today. Reward them for having faith in you when no one else did. And please, above all else, Scorpio, remember that as long as you have health, you have everything. Don't think that because you might be lacking monetary wealth, that life is less grand. Because if you are healthy, which you probably are, you have everything you could ever need. Sagittarius, those born between November the 23rd and December the 21st. This is a fantastic time for rewarding your partners and making sure that they understand how much they've contributed to who you are. You want to make sure that you express appreciation and gratitude to those who have believed in you when no one else did. And for those who you're still getting to know and who are still learning how awesome you are, reward them for loving you as much as you know you want to be loved. But make sure that you establish firm boundaries, because the last thing you want is a relationship where someone believes they have more rights over you than you believe they should have. I want you to pay attention to how much you're spending as well, because this is a time of year where, to ward off the blues, you'll probably take up a little bit of retail therapy. Think about that and try to at least only buy things that you know will be useful, whether they're tools for the job or things that are contributing towards whatever your side hustle is. And you probably have 2 or 3 of those, so it shouldn't be hard to figure out where to put your funds. Be very careful of how you're managing your anger, Sagittarius, because this is a fantastic week for you to lose your temper, and we'd hate to see you burn any bridges just because someone served you burnt toast. I want you to watch out for your limitations, because you probably aren't paying attention to what they really are, and with that, you'll overextend yourself. Don't commit to projects that you cannot fulfill. All that's going to do is decrease your personal level of self-esteem, and it's going to ruin your reputation. You've worked hard to develop your street cred, and I don't want you to miss out on it just because you decided to commit to something that you couldn't even remember to show up for. I think there's going to be some new opportunities with work and with investment as well, Sagittarius. Just know the difference between someone who is really trying to help you and someone who's trying to shake you down for a few spare shekels. Capricorn, those born between December the 22nd and January the 20th. This is a very socially active time for you. Take advantage of it. Make new connections and new friends that you and I know you'll convert into either customers or business partners down the road. Remember, you'll always attract more flies with honey than you will with vinegar. You want to look out for underdogs that might come around and nip at your heels. People who you've probably brushed aside in the past might be returning to try to steal your thunder or steal your laurels. Be careful, because many a Capricorn has been toppled by a shiny compliment. Focus on fitness. You've been letting yourself get out of shape. You've probably gained an extra 20 or 30 pounds that you didn't even mean to. Now's the time to really prioritize what you're doing with your body and to focus on fitness, because your physique should come naturally to you as long as you just put a little bit of effort into it. Aquarius, those born between January the 21st and February the 18th. Guess what, Aquarius? Tonight is the new moon in your sign, which is a wonderful time for you to start new projects. You're very popular amongst the people around you right now, which is fantastic. And if you start investing in those people intellectually by telling them what your plans are, they will express support, which outwardly makes you feel great. And inwardly, they might even help contribute towards your projects. Your love life is looking very, very good. Just be careful not to alienate whomever you're focused on romantically, because you know that you probably have a wandering eye. That's okay as long as your partner doesn't see. I don't want you to hurt anybody's feelings when you and I both know you never meant to hurt feelings in the first place. Your work life, if you have one, is going very well, and you're probably coming up for a promotion. Just remember, fortune favors the bold. If you don't ask for that promotion, you're not going to get that promotion. I'm a little worried about your health, however. I want you to spend some extra time looking at what kinds of supplements you take, because it's important that we reevaluate our strategy once in a while. This is that time for you, especially with the new moon in your sign on the 31st of January 2022. It's a great time to take stock of those health aspects you're great with and those that need some improvement. I would say looking at what supplements you're taking or not taking would probably be the silver bullet to fix whatever ails you in the year ahead. Pisces, those born between February the 19th and March the 20th. You're going to have some unplanned expenses this week, Pisces, probably tied to home repair or car repair. So think about that before you do anything that looks like it might be an unnecessary expenditure spent on celebration or exciting outings. You will be gaining financially this week as well, but it's not going to be as much as you'll probably have to spend. So small savings are an important focus, And small expenses, or at least more managed expenses, would really be a fantastic thing for you to evaluate in your free time. You need to make sure that your conversation is clearer. You have a very rosy colored approach to how you speak to people, and they rarely understand what you mean. If you can't speak clearly, then write it out. Maybe speaking to someone through text message is better because you don't have to worry about them interrupting you in the middle of you trying to put together that sentence. There are office politics going on right now that you don't need to get involved in. It will probably cost you your job if you do. And this is a great time for you to focus on your social media presence because you could potentially be a real digital marketing superstar if you gave yourself the opportunity. I hear there's all kinds of Pisces taking TikTok over. You might just be the next one. So until next week, take care of yourselves and one another.